All right, everybody, welcome back to One Step at a Time. My name is Corey McKinney, and I'm so glad that you're joining me today. This is week 3 of my recovery, and I can't wait to tell you what all is going on. Couple cool things happened this week. So I went in for a scheduled doctor's appointment, and they did an x-ray that I wasn't expecting. So while I was sitting in the lobby, I get this notification from my app that I have from my doctor's office, and it's like, hey, you've been scheduled for an x-ray. And I was like, it's a little weird. But long story short, I went back there and they're like, yeah, this is just a checkup to see for the screws that we put in your knee that I totally forgot about. I was like, whoa, I didn't remember that y'all had put screws on my knee. And so it kind of made sense for some of the pain that I was feeling, right? And all that swelling and stuff. And so they did x-rays and showed me the screws that were in my knee. And I'm going to throw up an image right now so you can see it. So as you can see, I've got one there near the bottom of my ACL and one near the top, and it's where they just screwed in that new ACL essentially into my bone. And so those screws are with me forever. And I made a joke and I didn't really get an answer, so I don't know. I was like, if I'm going through baggage check at the airport and I walk underneath the metal detector, is it going to scan me every time? And they all laughed it off. So I don't know if they laughed because that's just like a given yes, or if they laughed it off because that was a dumb question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
I was afraid to say no for real, what's going on, and so now I don't know what to do. So if I go to an airport and it goes off, I'm just gonna have to pull up the pictures that I'm showing y'all now. So I'm gonna keep them with me until that time. So we'll see what happens. Along with that, let me pull up my notes here so I can see. Oh yes. One of the hardest things that I've had to go through with my recovery has not necessarily been just the pain, but it has been the allergic reaction that I had. But I'm here to tell you that the medicine that I've been taking, the cream that they gave me to put on it, actually cleared it up really well. And so I'll throw a picture up here, kind of a progress update of what it looks like now. As you can see, the majority of the blistering is gone. That swelling has come down off of it. It's not as hot anymore to the touch. And so it's really been a great response to the medicine and things like that. I was scared of how long that this might prolong my recovery and things like that, but it doesn't look like it's going to affect it too much. And so the allergic reaction has gone down, and I'm so thankful for that. It was a huge win when I went into the doctor's office and they pulled that new sleeve that I showed y'all last week. So I'll throw that image up now. You'll see the new sleeve that I've been wearing compared to that one that took up my entire leg. This is just a portion of my knee. So you'll see that real quick. When I went to pull that down and show the doctor and the PA, they were like, "Oh yeah, this looks really good. This is great. You can actually take off your sleeve." So finally, at week 3, at the end of week 3, I've been able to take off my sleeve, and my knee has been exposed to the world. So now everybody sees the cuts and stuff on my knees. And I'll show that picture just one more time so you can see the new scars and stuff, or the scars that are forming from where they had to cut me open and do the stitches and everything like that. So screws in my knee, okay, allergic reaction has gone down. And another big thing from week 3 that has happened has been kind of a letdown for me. It's been something that I've been struggling with because, I've shared in the past 2 videos that my recovery is actually ahead of schedule on some things, like my extension is ahead of schedule more than where it's supposed to be. I told y'all in the first week I got 90 degrees once, but that's a big deal. By the end of week 2, 90 degrees easily on the passive, and now even on where I pull the knee to myself, I can get past 90 degrees with ease. I'm at 100 something degrees at this point. And so it's like, man, this is all going really well. Well, something that I've been struggling a lot with is my quad flexion. So on your leg, and I'll see if I can find a picture of this to put up. But you've got these 2 strong muscles in your leg, and the one that is closest to your knee, that when you flex it, it actually pulls your kneecap up. It actually makes your knee, move upwards. That's the part of my leg that I'm struggling the most to flex. When I had the pain pump put in, it deadened that part of my thigh for a long time. And so they've been really rehabbing, like trying to get my brain to make sense of what all was happening. And like I can flex it now, right? I'm to the point to where I can like sit there and make it flex, but I'm not getting that movement in my kneecap that I'm supposed to, and in what they call the fat pad. I'll throw a picture up so you can see what I'm talking about. So you have the kneecap and you have the fat pad. That's supposed to have some really good movement when I'm flexing my quad, and it's just not. And now part of that is because there's still some swelling on my knee, right? I'm only 3 weeks post-surgery, so there's still some swelling on my knee. But some of that is also, I'm not necessarily behind, because I have until, week 6 to really be at a point to where I can move that well, and I can do the leg raises and all this stuff that they want me to do so I can come off of crutches. But right now, I'm kind of supposed to be a little bit further along the line of that kind of movement than I am. And so that's been a little depressing for me. It's kind of hard to get out of that headspace of going, man, everything was going so well, but now it seems like it's not, because I can't do what I need to do as far as flexing my quad goes. And so that's been a little tough. And so I believe in prayer. And so I think that God uses it and does a mighty work through that. Could you please pray for me, and that I would get mobility there in the way that I should, and also just kind of stick around as the weeks go by. Of course, I'm going to update you guys, especially during this first 6 weeks. It's so important. I'm going to update y'all and let y'all know how it's going. But as of right now, it's a little tough. It's tough to think that, I'm doing so well in all these other areas, but one of the biggest points that I'm supposed to have, the one that's really going to help me come off of crutches and show, that my thigh and my quad is strong enough to support my leg, and that my ACL is doing well, is that kind of movement, and I'm just not getting it. So if you just kind of stick around, work with me. I'm gonna do my best. They've given me some new exercises to kind of get to a point to where I can do that, and I'm hoping they work. I really am. I'm hopeful for it. I'm trying to stay encouraged, but I will say it kind of gets me down, because I'm like, man, I'm doing so well and everything else, but then here's this. So yeah, that's the update for week 3. Kind of a little bit shorter, not as intense as it was for week 1, and certainly not week 2 with the allergic reaction. But I am, pleased to report to you that the allergic reaction's gone. I have screws in my knee. And listen, the first time I go to an airport, definitely going to have to make a video about whether or not I set off the metal detector, because I really don't know, and they didn't give me the answer, so who knows. And also about the quad flexion, just keep me in your thoughts and prayers on that. And I look forward to reporting to you guys for week 4. Thank you for joining with me as I take everything one step at a time. I look forward to carrying you along for the journey. And until next time, I'll see you then.